What's up, everyone? This is Goldilocks, former TNA backstage interviewer, manager, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Thanks for being here.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 129 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Colling Jr. and with me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, we are here for the September 24th, 2004 edition of NWA TNA iMPACT. We are not aware of anything that is going on because we don't have the luxury of the weekly pay-per-views to promote what we'll see on these shows. So I'm sure that when we tune in within the first 3 minutes or so, they will inform us as to what's going on. But if you are just joining us, a little bit of background heading into this show. Our tag team champions, Chris Harris and Primetime. That's right. One half of AMW, one half of Triple X. They are the tag team champions because Christopher Daniels and James Storm, their respective partners, are both hurt. So we have the greatest storyline ever where it's two partners that simply don't get along. Also, Petey Williams is the X-Division Champion, and Jeff Jarrett is our NWA World Champion. He defeated Jeff Hardy in the biggest match in TNA history, the last weekly pay-per-view. And now we don't know who the next challenger will be. Russo and Dusty have both said that they will figure it out or they have an idea, a plan. I'm hoping it's Monty Brown. Dallas, who are you hoping for?
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping for Monty Brown, man. Jeff Hardy had his chance. It just didn't work out. I think there's only one man that deserves it more. And if you think that Jeff Jarrett could escape that pounce, you're wrong. But we do have a lot going on. It's pretty crazy. This is our I think this is our first single. Oh no, it's not. Last week was the first just iMPACT show for the week in a while. Where we generally drop one episode. This week before was the same week as the last pay-per-view. Unless I'm messing my dates up, but it's kind of weird that we're only doing one now, but that's okay. I'm ready to kind of focus on iMPACT, and I think you have a good point there, giving everyone a little bit of an introduction where we're at, because maybe some people are just joining in to hear about iMPACT. They don't care about the weekly pay-per-views, and they might be just hopping on for this. You never know.
That's a good point, yeah.
I'm definitely hoping Monty Brown, like I said, though. The tag team title situation is pretty interesting. It's very weird that this is the direction they're going in. And I believe on last week's show, we even saw that they both were not last week, sorry. Last week's show, well, we'll get to that in a second. So it must have been 2 weeks ago, right, Bob, where we kind of saw that both Harris and Primetime weren't really sure about each other. There were some miscommunications and all that stuff. We're going to be teasing that a lot, I'm sure, coming to them.
Yeah, when they won the tag titles, Skipper tried walking out on them. And then he was like, no.
Yeah, we're all over the place with that. Now, as far as last week's show, from September 17th, I kind of was trying to pull a fast one on Bob here, but essentially it was a tape show. But what was nice about it was we were able to see some dark matches that we actually talked about previously, and that's essentially because of the hurricane situation, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Now, when you say tape show, you mean like refurbished.
Refurb. There we go. Because it's always tape. That's a good point. Yeah. Because we can just run down really quick because there's not really a ton to talk about from it. But Team Canada and defeated Team Mexico. So Bobby Roderick and Petey Williams defeated Abismo Negro, Heavy Metal, and Mr. Aguila. And I believe that match right there was from the second edition of iMPACT from June 10th. Then Dallas and Kid Cash defeated Chris Sabin and Amazing Red. That match was actually a dark match from September 9th. It was the 15th, I believe, edition of Impact. Then Jeff Jarrett defeated Lex Levette. We saw that match back on July 29th on the 9th episode of Impact. Then the main event was a highly regarded dark match between AJ Styles and Alex Shelley, where AJ Styles won. That was from August 26th. And that was about the 13th episode of Impact, and that was, like I said, a dark match that was talked about quite a bit. We heard how good it was, and it was a pretty damn good match. So kind of a weird one. But, we got through it. And Bob thought that Lex Levette and Jeff Jarrett had to go at it again. Lex Levette had to try to get his win back. Unfortunately,
I'm not proud that I did not realize it, but I feel like I'll go back and kind of look at stuff, and I feel like I saw previously recorded on July 29th, a long time ago. So I'm surprised I didn't catch on it. This was a match I've already seen. What are the odds of Lex Levette wrestling Jeff Jarrett twice in a month?
I think that match was almost like the dead giveaway. The Team Canada, Team Mexico one is interesting because we just haven't seen Team Mexico in a while, but who's to say they didn't just come back? I think another giveaway was Petey Williams did not have the X-Division title when he made his entrance. Yeah. So there was some weird stuff like that.
I almost made a comment about that, I think, too, where I was like, why doesn't he have the title?
Yeah. And then also, Goldilocks with Alex Shelley, we think that that's kind of done. We're not really sure. Do I have a note about it this week or next? Yes. So we'll talk about that soon. Yeah. So there's some giveaways. Now, they did do new commentary for it all. So the matches that we already saw had fresh commentary with Mike Tenay and Don West on it. And obviously the dark matches had... We haven't seen those, so that was new to us. So it wasn't completely, essentially a clip show, but it happened. And kind of speaking on our overall notes here, I think we talked about it last week too. We're kind of done with Dave Meltzer's thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle as far as regular shows go. We will do those on pay-per-view still, but he only does that for pay-per-views. And since every show is a pay-per-view before, that's why we covered that. So Bob can't guess that 35 people voted for something anymore, at least for the time being.
I'm surprised he doesn't do that for TV shows.
I sort of think it's interesting too. I wonder if he might do it more often now, because I do feel like I see him tweet what'd you think about the show? Not for every show, but once in a while he does do that, and I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I would have done it for TV shows. You have more of an audience to likely check it out, so you'll have a better gauge of what people are thinking.
Right. Also kind of speaking on overall for notes going forward, or at least these next 2 to 3 weeks, they're kind of all over the place. Just gonna be honest. I'm trying to separate them enough so it's a balance between the shows, but because of the way, especially because last week was essentially a skipped show, the way the notes start to get written are a little all over the place. So some things might not line up perfectly. I'm trying my best to balance that, and some stuff that is in the Observer that covers more on what we're going to talk about today, I'm pushing to next week's show, just because the way it's written or kind of what it involves might make more sense to talk about following this show. But bear with me. We're just gonna do it, and we're gonna see how it goes. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be just great.
It's gonna be great. I'm ready to get into that. Unless you got anything else you want to discuss before we dive in.
I guess we could reveal that we've been in communication with Brian Turner, VHS Rehab.
Oh yeah, dude, this is big news.
Yeah,
we have found Brian on Twitter.
We found him on Twitter. I can't remember who retweeted him, but I found him, and I gave him a shout out, and we have since been chatting through the DMs in an appropriate manner. I didn't slide in his DMs in a gross way, if anybody's wondering. But we are we've been chatting, and it is potential here that Mr. Turner will be making an appearance here on the podcast to discuss the Tennessee Indies, maybe even Explosion type of stuff, because he revealed to us in the DMs that how he gets the footage, or how he got the footage, I should say, was by getting it from people that appeared on the shows. So when you look at the enhancement guys that appeared on Explosion, they would record the shows that they were on. And that's how it's been maintained. And then obviously there's a whole bunch of other Tennessee indies that also features TNA guys. And he says he has literally hundreds and hundreds of VHS tapes, which back then, I mean, you could put 8 hours on a VHS tape if he did it in SLP mode. So he could have
in SLP mode
a shit ton of wrestling footage still to go through.
Yeah, I think this is like super cool. We're obviously big fans of his page, as we've noted before, or his YouTube channel specifically, because I mean the big thing for us was, oh my God, there's explosions on here, and then as you dive deeper, it's like, wow, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happened, as Bob noted, in the Tennessee independents with a lot of TNA guys, even specifically, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and like I'm an absolute nerd for anything independent wise. So as time goes on here, I've yet to really watch any full matches, because I'm the type of person where I like to have a huge backlog and then go through and watch it instead of being like, I only have 5 and then there's nothing for me to watch. So I am just having to gradually put more and more stuff on there, and then I'm going to make a list of things I want to review even for WrestlingRecaps.com.
Right, and I think, and it's like, dude, it's so up your alley, because it's like, it's literally stuff that like no one has seen. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have not seen the footage that he's putting up. So like, this is definitely Bob's style of like, holy shit, what is this? I'm gonna review it.
Yeah, I mean, some of my favorite things, what I've been doing lately actually, is I'll like pick an indie show and then I'll Google it to see if there's any reviews for it. And if there's no reviews for it, then I'm like, okay, I got to do it.
Right.
So like I'm doing an IWA Mid-South show that Jeff Jarrett was on in 2014. And I Googled it and there's no lengthy reviews. So I was like, cool, I'm doing it. So that's how that's been going. Last thing here too for Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. There's a number of subscribers. I remember way back when it was like minuscule. Like it wasn't even like no one knew about it. Right. Well, he's up to 1.39 thousand. So almost 1,400.
That's awesome.
Subscribers. So keep on liking his page.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to once we can talk to him. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's no timetable on that, so I don't want anybody getting super excited about it. Yeah. We'll definitely plan it out, and I'm sure Dallas is going to have to watch some of the stuff to maybe even generate his own thoughts and questions.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty I want to watch. It's just a matter of doing it.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. We've had so much fun even just scrolling on it. That enough.
Just even like, looking at it, yeah.
Right. Yeah, like that's enough to make me happy about it.
Yeah.
And there's one other thing. We're not gonna totally reveal this yet, but hopefully by now it's already even out, because this is airing September 24th. There may or may not be something else happening. I'm just gonna leave it at that. A nice big open tease. Hopefully it has already been out by now, or it will be coming out within the week. I would have to say around this time, but it's a really open-ended tease. But if I'm hesitant to totally reveal at this time, but I think it's gonna be really, really awesome. Let's just say another really great bonus episode for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Bob, let's get into some super exciting news and notes from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Even Alvarez has some stuff for us this time, but not a lot, because fuck him. Sorry. He's just negative. I don't like him. So, it's noted here by Alvarez that there were some wrestlers concerned about the cancellation of Impact in this past week, since they didn't cancel the show the prior 2 weeks, despite the hurricane being just as dangerous then. things were made worse when guys called to find out what was going on, and nobody called them back. And then he knows how many guys having flashbacks of the end of WCW. But these are kind of a little bit scattered here. I don't think there's really too much else to talk about last week's show. Oh, I guess here's one note here. Dave notes, with no taping this past week, the September 17th Impact show is a collection of a few previously aired matches with updated voiceovers and a few previously dark matches from Orlando. The highlight was the TV main with Styles over Alex Shelley. That was a very good match. You could see the crowd popping big by the end. It was the best Shelley has looked in TNA, and showed Styles is right at home working with someone doing a lot of cool old school British exchanges. So I don't think there's that might be the last note about last week's show. So we're kind of just going to jump around from there.
Okay.
So obviously not a lot to talk about. I mean, not a lot happened. So let's see where to start here, Bob. We have a correction on some TNA or some Impact ratings. On the August 27th rating is actually a 0.11. The September 10th show did a 0.15. And at this point, it's basically, this is the trend here. The show had an average of 0.25 in its first 15 weeks and has dropped nearly in half to a 0.14 the past 3 weeks. So we're a little bit lower than we started, but the word from FSN is the negotiations were made for Impact in the late Saturday night time slot, an explosion for Tuesday at 4 p.m. Now, Dave notes that for him, he hopes that they aren't paying for the later time slot because it's money that they don't need to be spending. Now, of course, she'll probably change many more times before a deal is actually closed. So we'll see when that change happens, or if it does. I truly don't know because this is a lot of this Impact stuff we're watching is a little bit out there for me.
So it'd be a late time slot for Fox Sports Net.
Yeah. They want to do this actually is a good transition because Velocity actually just recently moved to 7 p.m. on Saturday nights to 11. So they're going to 11 now.
Whoa. Velocity had always been at 11.
Well, it was at 7 at one point because it has now moved. Yeah, so... and basically what's interesting about this, Dave notes, is that it's the same time slot that TNA was looking to put Impact on FSN.
That is really bizarre because I could have sworn.
I remember Velocity being late because that's whenever I saw it. It was done very late, but that's not.
See if it. Okay, yeah. So
unless he made a typo here.
I'm going to the WWE corporate. This is literally from May 8th, 2002. And it's still on their website. So that's pretty funny. So right here.
Wait, this is on their actual website?
Yep, this is corporate.wwe.com, news company, whatever. This is from 2002. So here's another. So WWE Velocity debuts Saturday, May 25th, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern on TNN.
Well, did they do 7 p.m. in some markets, maybe?
So, what? Well, the West Coast, I guess that would have been 7. Right? It's 3 hours.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense then. No.
So I don't know.
I'm assuming that it must be some markets. Like you said, I also remember being that late, but regardless, it's moving to the time slot that they want Impact on, which is an interesting note nonetheless.
Oh, hang on a minute here. Now there's a review here where Josh Matthews on the September 18th show says that we're getting a little more risque with the new time slot. So they must have shifted.
At least shifted in some way, I would have to assume, right?
Yeah. Wow.
But,
well, I don't know. I never realized that they may have changed their time slot like that. Ever.
Very interesting.
Let me see. I'm trying to look here on Wikipedia if it ever changed. Well, I don't see any confirmed time changes. Well, that is quite interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of an interesting note.
Yeah.
There's some backstage heat going on here too, Bob, which shouldn't really be a surprise to anyone, but there's legit heat between Vince Russo and Jarrett. Now, when it comes to those two, you always have to be suspicious. I guess that's what Dave says. Jarrett wrote something in his new book, which Dave says he has not read yet, but it was about reading some of Russo's early scripts and saying they looked like something that was put together by someone on LSD. Now, Russo found out, and he was upset, both publicly responding, saying that shows why he thinks that the wrestling business is the worst business in the world. He also wrote a private email to Jerry saying that he couldn't understand how one Christian could do that to another Christian. There's fear that Jarrett has been pushing things too hard and didn't give him enough time to recover from the heart surgery as he was back in the hospital over the weekend as well. So, a lot going on. Some drama. Jarrett's back in the hospital.
Well, I mean, Russo stuff is like, it's quite a bit at one time. Even when he's like reborn, or however you want to say it.
It's just how it is, you know?
Yeah, I mean, could he maybe have said it in a better way? Sure, but.
Right. I thought I actually had a separate note about Jarrett being in the hospital. Jarrett. Oh, yeah. I didn't know where it fell, so I kind of had that for next week's note, but I'll just say it now since we kind of just mentioned it. But he was hospitalized over the weekend with an irregular heartbeat, which is similar to the situation that happened in Nashville where he was slumped into a chair and was rushed to the hospital and needed the triple bypass surgery. There were people who remarked of late that he rushed getting back into the swing of things, and people were worried about his health. Now, as we know, Jarrett's he's still kicking. Still doing good here in 2022. So, I mean, obviously, he made it out of this 2004. His health issues, not too bad.
Yeah, which is always good. We don't want anybody to pass away far too young.
No way. They are trying to bring in Terry Funk to insert him into the Dusty Rhodes Vince Russo storyline. I mean, this would make sense because of the championship committee thing, but, we haven't seen him or Harley Race, ever.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't understand why they would have had him part of the championship committee if there was no, agreement with Terry to ever appear.
I don't know. I just, unless they asked to use their names and then, with the thought in mind of a future appearance.
Yeah, but even the future appearance, I'd be like, let's get it in writing, where you have to come.
Right. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't really get it either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just interesting booking here.
Right.
Oh, hey Jerry, you'll be part of the championship committee, but by the way, you don't have to bother coming in, but then we're still going to promote you. And then, hey, by the way, can you come in? And he's like, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
So I was like, well, why are we promoting you?
Right.
in that role?
It's weird, man. I don't know what's going on. We'll see, I guess, if it ends up happening. We got some bad news here. Or potentially bad news, because there is a fear that Sanjay Dutt suffered a broken arm working a September 18th Jersey All-Pro show in Rahway, New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, he was working a six-man with Jose and Joel Maximo and Amazing Red against himself, Josh Prohibition, and M-Dog 20.
Okay, so if he's out for a while, I might not even make note of that indie note for a substantial amount of time. So let me look it up.
Okay, while you're looking it up, I can tell you what happened, which caused this injury.
Okay.
Because he did a Hurricane Rana off the top onto one of the Maximos, but both landed badly. The match was immediately stopped. He was rushed to the hospital, where it was determined that he had suffered a dislocated elbow, which didn't need surgery. So it was more of a scare. So he might still be good. Still, he might need some time off, but it wasn't a break, it seems.
All right. So that was on September 18th. Okay, so I believe I've reviewed this show.
I'm not surprised.
The 7th anniversary show. All right, so hang on a minute. Live on air, folks. Bob is showing his nerdum. Oh, what the hell was that? Let's go back.
Bob's trying to show his nerdum. He can't find it because he's got too many Jersey All Pro reviews.
Yeah. I do have a lot of Jersey All Pro. They had some good shows.
I believe.
Oh, what the? God damn it. Okay. Let's go. 2004. September. And yes, there it is. Okay. So let's see what I reviewed here, because I'm only checking this because I feel like I remember. Yep. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Joel kicked in the corner. Prohibition. His triple team. He comes off the top rope with Hurricane to the mat. The referee is calling for medics. As Dutt looks like he seriously injured his wrist. The bell has sounded, so it looks like the match has come to an abrupt end. And I didn't rate it since it came pretty to that abrupt end. And it would appear that not a lot. I'd probably say roughly 5 or 6 minutes had gone into the match before it was called off.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to point out that on that show, there was a ladder match between Jay Lethal and Azrael that went 31 minutes and 16 seconds. And I don't know why I just clicked out of my review, but I remember very much enjoying that match, which I believe you can watch on IWTV.
There you go.
If you want to spend $9 for a subscription.
I did the trial of IWTV.
You did?
Yep. And then I canceled it.
I gave it 5 stars.
Wow.
So
that must be a really good ladder match.
Well, you know what? It's based off my enjoyment. So if I fucking enjoyed it, I enjoyed it.
That's right.
Dude.
It's good shit.
Yeah. Did you watch anything on your trial?
Yeah, I did. I remember, I think it was like an IWA show is why I specifically did it, if I remember correctly. No.
That's how?
No. Sorry. AIW, I think.
Okay.
I think that might be why. I truly cannot remember. I'm getting my companies mixed up for sure. But
there is a lot of W's in there. So.
Yeah, I definitely got it specifically for a show. At least one. And I definitely remember watching more than one thing on it, but I still want to pay for another streaming service right now. But it's cool. I mean, they got some cool stuff on there, so.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. That's where I'm watching my Jeff Jarrett IWA Mid-South show.
Now I gotta get it again. Anyway, moving on. I got some interesting stuff coming up. So this one is fun because remember our friend Hector Garza? We haven't heard about him in a while. Mm-hmm. Well, the situation with him, it unfortunately remains the same. And Garza hasn't produced to them evidence that he is legally free of his contract with Antonio Pena. This is why we haven't seen Hector Garza at all in TNA. Pena had threatened to sue TNA, claiming that Garza was under contract to him if they continued to use him after he went to CMLL. The Jarretts are trying to put a deal together with CMLL since the AAA deal fell through to go along with the IWA deal just completed. So, politics. That's all I gotta say about. Yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say about that. This is an interesting one, Bob. We've heard this a couple times now, but Russ Rollins, who is the local DJ of the Florida-based Monsters of the Morning radio show, which is syndicated throughout the Southeast, he's supposed to wrestle in TNA. is what the thing. Well, his debut has been moved to the September 28th Orlando tapings, and he would be teaming with his trainer, Mark Miro, who would be going back to using the Johnny B. Bad gimmick. Now, Miro, who previously hadn't wanted to get back involved in wrestling, sounded excited on the radio on September 20th when he was talking about them coming back. So, there's that.
He sounded excited.
That's what they say.
It's gotta be a dark match, right?
I would have to assume. Why are they going to put radio DJ on air?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, WCW did that with Mancow, so.
Dude, I hate Mancow. When you watch the old shows and it's like, here's Mancow versus Jimmy Hart, I'm like,
Yeah.
God, why are we doing this?
I think they did it twice. At least twice.
I definitely remember seeing it at least twice. It makes me very sad.
Yeah, and it was only when they were like in Chicago. Because he was like a Chicago DJ.
They need to stop with that.
Yeah.
Okay, this last grouping of notes is, I believe, pretty all related. So I'm just going to go from the top to the bottom, even though the top part's probably the more exciting thing, but just in case it repeats itself or anything. Sean Waltman has told friends that he is coming in with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Now, let's just say if they are in for more than one shot, it will create a very interesting political dynamic. Dave goes on to say that whenever Nash's name has come up about coming in, as it has several times, while it's a move you can understand them making because they need star power, it carries great risk to Jarrett. The feeling has been among many in the company that Jarrett has tried to keep those with more star power than him out, unless it's to work specifically with him for a short period, as opposed to being weekly regulars, like Sting, or the plans for Hogan and Savage. Nash is a political animal, and in the long run, since you know things aren't going to draw just because of the state of the industry right now, people will point fingers and eventually Nash's finger will point at Jarrett. We'll see if Nash gets his own one finger touch deal. So, and kind of bouncing off of that further, the decision hasn't been made whether the outsiders will align with Jarrett against Russo or align with Russo as baby faces against Jarrett. But I'd guess the former, because it would give Jarrett the cool rub by association. The only problem is, I don't see where they have the strong enough baby faces to make it work. Even if Abyss goes full-fledged face, if they put someone like AJ Styles or AMW or even like Jeff Hardy in with Hall and Nash, they're either going to sell them in a way where they're making fun of them by selling or not selling at all, and basically make them seem even less competent, which is death for a modern face. So,
well, I tend to agree with the dynamics here, because they don't really have guys like of the same size of Nash and Hall. I mean, sure, you have Monty Brown, that would be believable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Jeff Hardy's a tough one. AJ's certainly a tough one. But I mean, their offense of like kicks and stuff like that would work. But like, could you picture Jeff Hardy scoop slamming Kevin Nash?
No,
probably not.
No.
If AJ did his aerial moves, I mean, that would probably work. But visually, I would say right now, as the roster is constructed, it'd be a little tough to buy into it.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Well, we'll see what happens going forward. We've been hearing these rumors enough, it almost makes it seem like it's a for sure thing.
Right.
Because, I mean, when you're hearing it every week, it's more than just, oh, yeah, Terry Funk, by the way, he might come in. It's like, okay, cool. Is it going to happen? Who knows? And I got two more things that, once again, are sort of kind of all related in the same thing. And that's that no main event has officially been decided for that November 7th show. But the original plan of a 2-match Jarrett versus Monty Brown series is being second-guessed. Nobody has officially said that, but the feeling is that they don't think Brown has enough of a name to be on top without more exposure. And Dave says that they're right. The match they were pushing on TV this week is the Jeff Hardy-Jeff Jarrett rematch, which they mentioned on the last show that they're going to promise that Jeff Hardy's going to get that rematch, and they keep teasing it, with no real talk about Monty Brown at all. And as we've already known this, but there's the plan for the Petey Williams versus AJ Styles X-Division title match, and that's being planned for the pay-per-view.
Okay. Is this where I point something out here that would make no sense to what was stated there, or what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. They've lost roughly half their viewership in 3 weeks, with the main draw being Jeff Jarrett against Jeff Hardy.
There you go.
And you're going to sit there, not you, obviously, but they're going to sit there and say that Monty Brown's not a main event or whatever level name because of the exposure. Well, the exposure you're giving somebody that has that alleged star power in Jeff Hardy, for instance, isn't helping. And I'm more than willing to say that the dynamic here, I would probably have it fall more on Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, he is the champion.
Right. So, I mean, that's where a lot of the blame goes. I mean, Jeff, and as you were noting here with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Sean Waltman coming in, and Jarrett has actively tried to avoid having people come in with greater star power than him, because he's self-aware that if these other guys came in to be champion and more people were viewing it, that would kind of cement him as being an upper mid-card guy, and that's all he is. Right. Which I think that is all that he truly is, which isn't bad. I mean, hey, being a U.S. champion or IC champion, that's great. But sometimes you're not the main draw.
Right. I think that's all very fair to say.
Yeah. I mean, not for a long time. If Jeff Jarrett is the champion for a year and a half, that's just nuts, which has almost pretty much been the case for the last 2.5 years, except for a month reign here for Ron Killings or 8 weeks of AJ Styles. It's mostly been Jeff Jarrett.
Right.
So
yeah, very interesting. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's really frustrating how Monty Brown is looked at this time. I feel especially because once again we mentioned it last week or the week before, but he's featured almost every single show, and he looks good. He's got good promos. I mean, I don't know.
I'm starting to think that it's in some way here is that Monty Brown is seen as a legitimate threat to people's spots.
That could definitely be a thing. Yeah, I definitely could see that being a thing.
I think Monty Brown has more charisma than Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
He certainly has more charisma than Jeff Jarrett. And the way that he does his promos is that they're entertaining, and they're entertaining to a point where you like Monty Brown. Because you're I want to hear what this guy says. And he's a badass. He goes in the ring and he fucking pounces people over the ropes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Right. So why wouldn't you want to see that? I'm surprised they haven't utilized him more of in a Goldberg role.
Yeah, that's a good point. We did find out he's undefeated in singles. Oh, correct. Well, besides the Hardy thing now.
He lost to Jeff.
Jeff was his first big singles loss.
Right. So it's just bizarre. Some of the stuff they do with him,
bizarre,
with Monty Brown specifically, it is just bizarre.
Yeah, I agree with you definitely. I got one more note here about the pay-per-view, and then we can talk about Explosion. Oh, it's back. Explosion's back, baby. Last week we didn't have Explosion talk because I don't know what happened, but Las Vegas is out as a location for the first pay-per-view for the reasons that we actually mentioned last week, which was it was the first choice, but they found out about the hockey game the night before at the Orleans. They didn't have adequate setup time, so the decision is supposed to be made this week, and the top choices are either Norfolk or Fort Hood, Texas, in both cases, with the attempt to draw a rowdy military crowd, since they'll almost surely let servicemen in free.
Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah. So we will see what happens with that and where that pay-per-view takes place. I'm looking forward to it. But before that, I got a dark match and I got Explosion tapings. And so what I will say is first off, I need to start a new document for this because it's getting way too long. But secondly, the dark match took place before, and then the Explosion taping happened after Impact taping. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens defeated Bruce Steele and Rod Steele, and that was the dark match. That was not Explosion. So that just happened right before the show. I'm just going to open up my other tab here just to make sure. So this Explosion aired on September 25th, and it featured the following matches. Alex Shelley, Michael Shane, and Frankie Kazarian defeated Amazing Red, Chris Sabin, and Mikey Batts. D-Ray 3000 and Shark Boy defeated Romero and Roderick Strong. It just says Romero. Do I have any more context to that? Let me see.
Is it Rocky?
Oh, sorry. It's Romeo. My bad.
Romeo, okay.
So he wrote just Romeo, but yes, it's Kid Romeo. So my apologies with that. Kid Cash and Dallas defeated Brian Gamble and Lex Levette. He's never going to get that one against Jarrett, man.
Never.
I'm waiting for him. And AJ Styles defeated Bobby Roode in the main event of Explosion.
That sounds like a really good Explosion.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're going to start picking up a little bit. and so that's why I said kind of keep it in mind that it's after Impact, because, I mean, a bunch of those people aren't going to know any of the people anyways, since they're obviously like the crowd from the park. But like,
sure,
you're keeping, I mean, if I can do a taping and I knew that Explosion potentially featured AJ Styles versus Bobby Roode, I'm sticking around. I'm staying.
Well, I wonder if they promote these tapings as a 2-hour taping. You have one for Impact and then one for Explosion.
I feel like they have to, right?
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'd have to assume. But I guess that's pretty much it. I got one more note that we'll talk about during the show. That's a pretty quick one, just because I figured I'd throw it in there. But besides that, we're off to the races, Bob.
Should I talk about more of this Brian Turner updates? I feel like it's been a while since I've said anything.
We could do it. We could do a quick Brian Turner update. Why not?
I don't even know the last time I said anything about this.
I'll just grab a couple of them. What are some of the good most recents?
Okay, so we'll go. Yeah, we'll do that. So the context of us doing this, the date that we're recording this is August 20th. So when you're hearing this, September 24th,
he's probably got way more.
You're gonna have to probably scroll for about 3 weeks and find these things. But interesting ones here. AJ Styles against Eddie Golden in a ladder match for NWA Wildside Hardcore Hell, Cornelia, Georgia, April 16th, 2000. The runtime for that is 18 minutes and 45 seconds. That could be pretty good. I don't know. I haven't watched it. Rick Michaels, Chase Stevens, USA Championship Wrestling, Nashville, Tennessee Fairgrounds, February 2nd, 2002. There is apparently a near, or probably over a half hour, because there's a two-parter. Air Paris, Chris Harris Tojo Memorial Match from June 10th, 2000. The first one's 29:18, and then a couple days later, he added the last 5 minutes in a different post. So that's like a two-parter. Nice. Kiwi, Alan Funk against Chris Harris, USA Championship Wrestling, Nashville, Tennessee Fairgrounds, 2001. And yes, it looks like he is playing the Kiwi character in that match.
Oh, shit.
Randy Orton taking on Jason Lee, USA Championship Wrestling, Nashville, Tennessee Fairgrounds, 2001. A rare Randy Orton independent.
That's weird.
Outing. Here's an Explosion one. Glenn Gilberti. That's right, the man that is body shaming people on Twitter. Taking on Scotty Saber on Explosion back on March 29th, 2003. Here's another one I get. This is from May 28th, 2004. The tag team called Booty Call taking on Suicidal Youth, USWO Wrestling Late Night TV, Madison, Tennessee. I've noticed a lot of matches between those two teams, I think. So I might have to check those out, because I feel like if they're having a bunch of matches against each other, they must be doing pretty good. Let's see here. Doug Gilbert against Brian Christopher inside of a steel cage. USA Wrestling TV, Nashville, Tennessee Fairgrounds, January 12th, 2002. Jerry Lawler and Mike Rapada against Terry Taylor and Bill Dundee. NWA main event, Nashville, Tennessee, August 2000. Adam Jacobs against Cowboy James Storm. USA Championship Wrestling, June 23rd, 2001. And then the last one that I even know this who are in the matches here. Air Paris, once again, against Chris Harris, who had Justice, also known as Abyss, in his corner. NWA Wrestling, Nashville, Tennessee Fairgrounds, February 17th, 2001.
So quite the mix, as you can see. If you haven't heard about his page before, you can see that he's got quite the mix of different matches. Legends, young stars at the time, TNA guys. I mean, just everything.
Yeah, there's another one, Air Paris against Elix Skipper, NWA Worldwide. That was from April 2000. So that is literally a couple of months before Elix Skipper is a regular on WCW television. That's pretty cool.
That's insane.
Because I think he's a regular by like July. So there's another Explosion, Abyss taking on Manny LeDuc, August 2nd, 2003.
Dude, Manny LeDuc. Now listen, all I'm going to say is, Brian Turner, if you are listening, if there's any way that you have any Mr. Spa Fitness matches that you got your hands on.
That's like Hawaii, isn't it?
Bob, he's got all this other stuff. Maybe Mr. Spa Fitness came to Tennessee for a run. I mean, Mr. Spa Fitness is like, he's very elusive. We've only seen about a 5-second clip of him taking a suplex or a slam in like a video. Right. But he's got one of the best wrestling names I've ever heard.
Yeah. You're ridiculous. I think the last one I'm going to say here, and I can't remember if I said it. I might have, but it's another Explosion. Frankie Kazarian against Seth Delay, August 2nd, 2003. I know I said the Delirious and Mikey, or Mad Mikey, because I remember saying like Delirious looked really thin. So I think we're caught up.
There we go.
For the updates here on Brian Turner. So
cool.
All right, let's get into our scheduled programming here. The September 24th, 2004 edition of NWA TNA Impact. The runtime is approximately 45 minutes, 21 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the Impact Plus app, or you can find it in your own personal collection. And we will kind of live react to what is going to be happening. So I'm going to count down from 3, and when I say play, that is when we are going to start the show. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is TNA. The new face of professional wrestling. The greatest 5-second intro ever. So freaking cool. We got challengers are lining up. The decision is drawing closer. Got it showing Abyss, Monty Brown, Raven, Jeff Hardy. Or will it be someone from the outside? From Stage 21, Universal Studios. It's total non-stop action wrestling. That's right. They still got the shitty song. They're going to learn one of these days. They got to make this more exciting. I hate this song. At least it's quick, I guess. Wait, are we immediately going into another highlight package? They're just showing Jeff Jarrett. Okay. And Pyro. So there's Team Canada. I don't know what this is about. More pictures of the tunnel, Impact, Florida. I mean, this is really our first true Impact without the weekly pay-per-view supporting it. Bob, we're just seeing a weird video package here that I'm not quite sure what's happening. I think it's just highlighting TNA.
Is it new?
Yeah, this is definitely new. But we already had like our weird, shitty intro song. I'm wondering if they're doing this because this is our true first Impact without a supporting pay-per-view with it, essentially. Last week you can't.
Are they showing potential challengers?
Well, they just showed Team Canada and stuff too, though.
Oh,
we might have actually seen this. We might have saw this.
I
last
think we
week.
did. Didn't we at the end of last week?
Yeah,
it was like 3 minutes long or something like that.
Yeah,
because I remember him in front of the Universal sign.
Yeah, so it's kind of just highlighting the talent. They were like, "That was a good package. Show it again." Listen, we got to do what we got to do, you know?
Yeah,
Welcome to the Terradome.
Yeah, this is something that we definitely saw already.
Oh, yeah, because it had, yeah. Okay, so we have at least 3 minutes here to kill and talk about something because...
Good thing I took a piss before. That would be pissed.
So, Bob, interesting note, too, is that they essentially said in the beginning of the highlight package here, it was like, hey, the challengers are lining up. Is it going to be Monty Brown? Is it going to be Jeff Hardy? Or is it going to be someone from the outside? So to me, that essentially removes the Raven from an Abyss, even though they keep showing them. It almost sounds like they're... What is this? Larry Zbyszko coming out. James Storm and Chris Harris following behind. There might have been even more behind him. Look at that Jeff Jarrett signing. Those are good drawings. Oh, yeah, and Triple X. Oh, okay. So this is interesting because we have our tag team champions and their respective partners, of course.
For some reason, they don't look happy, though.
Hey, look, they added stuff to the tunnel. Yes. That's definitely from the pay-per-view stage. This is such a weird look. Harris with the title, Skipper with the title, and James Storm and Daniels are just there.
Right.
Oh, wait. Zbyszko's got something to say. Big things are happening in TNA. Mr. Russo's not here tonight. Oh, he's having meetings with number 1 contenders to face Jeff Jarrett at Victory Road, November 7th. Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes is here, unfortunately.
Zbyszko's stunned because they keep grabbing him. He's like, listen! Give me one good reason why you can't make this match. Same reason he gave him all afternoon. He's not throwing tradition out the window because you guys want something. This is not a democracy. This is the professional wrestling business.
There you go. Sounds about right.
You're a champion. You're a champion. Oh!
Whoa.
These 2 champions against these 2 wrestlers. So Skipper and Harris versus Storm and Daniels. Okay, Larry. Oh, shit. Skipper goes, I'm going to show you who the weakest link on your team is. Because he's going to beat James Storm.
Well, that's kind of silly because Chris Harris is on his team.
Well, oh, yeah.
So
he almost is kind of talking about himself. Maybe that was foreshadowing, dude. Maybe that was on purpose. Jerrelle Clark is coming out here now.
I do like Jerrelle Clark.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jerrelle Clark, he teamed up with Mikey Batts back on September 18th to win the NWA Florida Tag Team Championships when they defeated Justice and Mikey Tenderfoot for NWA Florida against all odds.
Against all odds.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, here comes Petey Williams. Looks like he's the opponent, and he has all of Team Canada over his side. I can only imagine what will happen.
Probably nothing bad. And guess what? Speaking of Petey Williams, he competed for NWA Mid-South the past couple of days. September 18th, he lost the IWA Mid-South Championship to Eric Cannon in a Ted Petty Invitational quarterfinal match at the Ted Petty Invitational Night 2. And then on September 19th, he teamed up with Bobby Roode to win the BCW Can-Am Tag Team Championships when they defeated Eddie Venom and Nate Matson in Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Wow. Bob, I do have some bad news, though, for you.
What?
We only have 450 people again inside the impact zone.
No. I'm really curious to see when it's, however many they can fit in there, like consistently.
Yeah, once again, I think it's important to note it's, hurricane season.
Right.
So that's happening a lot. But just as disappointing to see. So we do have Eric Young, Johnny Devine, Bobby Roode, and Scott D'Amore all ringside. Which is kind of unusual. I don't feel like in a singles match, usually they all come out like this, so it is kind of interesting.
Well, he is a champion.
Maybe they're just supporting him. It's like a boxer. He's got to have his crew with him.
Yeah.
I don't think Petey's ready for Jerrelle Clark. The thing is that Jerrelle Clark could probably be. He could fight Petey for the title. This should just be a title match.
Well, this is non-title, isn't it?
No, I know. I'm saying it could be. Oh,
nice elbow.
Scoop. Slam. And off the rope. And jumps over. Oh, yeah. Oh, hamstring moonsault. He lands on his feet as Petey Williams moves. Ducks the clothesline by Williams. Oh, but hockey stick to the foot. He gets distracted. Williams turns him around. Oh, I hate that fucking move.
I don't like that move either, dude. It just doesn't make sense.
That move sucks.
It's like it's like a reverse DDT, but then he flips them forward into like a sit-out wheelbarrow. It's just weird.
Taking a commercial break here. 7 minutes, 41 seconds left in the match, and we come back 5 minutes, 6 seconds.
I doubt he's been in a chin lock for 2 minutes.
You never know.
Nope.
Now, during the break. Okay, so they actually did do stuff during the break. I was just going to ask you, do you think that they just edit the time with the commercial and just tell them, hey, go 5 minutes and it's going to look like you went 10? But no, look at this. They were doing stuff during the break. They were even ringside, and Bobby Roode is grabbing Jerrelle Clark, and Scott D'Amore laid some punches in. Suplex? Oh, going for a few of them here. Oh, no. Back suplex? Suplex and then a back suplex. Dude, I love the little pieces of the old entrance that they put over there around the tunnel. They're perfect. They're like circular, so they like mirror the tunnel pretty nicely.
Yeah. Back to the ever devastating chin lock in the X-Division match. I love it.
And he's using his arm as to kind of choke him a little bit there too.
Elbow. Breaks free, comes off the ropes, says Clark. Clothesline. Heel kick. He gets dumped to the apron. Petey, not realizing it. Jerrelle Clark, springboard, spinning elbow.
Wow, devastating. Oh, pump handle. Oh, like back suplex.
Yeah. Forearms Divine off the apron. Eric Young on the other side. He gets knocked down.
TNA will be matching donations to the fund through the weekend for the TNA Lineman Fund. They have a website at the bottom of the screen. Look at that. That's so nice of them.
He's signaling for the end.
Oh, Destroyer. That's fucking devastating.
He's done. 1, 2, 3.
You can watch the best of the heavyweights, dude. September 29th. Featuring Jeff Jarrett versus AJ Styles.
That's funny. The best of the heavyweights and AJ Styles isn't a heavyweight.
In a cage match. Abyss for Sabu. The King of the Mountain match. Nice. Petey Williams. And look, they cut off. They didn't even finish the scroll at the bottom. I don't know what else is happening.
King of the Mountain match was the next one.
I know, they were just saying all the names. What if I never knew what happened? And I'm like, wait, who else is in it?
Well, then I guess you'd have to tune in to find out.
That's a good point. AJ Styles video package here. We are 11 minutes, 42 seconds into the show.
Or you could just go on the internet and probably find it too.
I don't have internet here in 2004, I don't think.
You didn't have internet in 2004?
No, I probably did. What if I didn't?
Well,
Oh, gotta have
it wasn't
Sting
fake.
pointing to Styles, dude. He's getting the rub.
The rub.
The rub.
I am.
Coming up next, it's the 3 Live Crew in the house.
The most over babyface act, apparently. Can't wait.
My favorite thing is that... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, this is just the best heavyweight thing. My favorite thing is BG James, current day, who keeps, like, why won't AEW hire me? Why won't AEW hire me? Okay, I'm going to be actually helping out backstage at Impact's Emergence. Tune in. Oh, I just got hired back by WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it crazy how that works?
Dude. Yeah, I've been really enjoying that, like, journey.
That is the type of guy that I don't think I would trust.
There's probably a reason why you didn't get hired. What do we got
Yeah,
here?
but I mean, I would not trust a guy that's like that. Who is it? Is that Ian Rotten?
Mike Hannigan and Marcus Dillon.
Okay.
Well, this is some debuts.
Well, Marcus Dillon is the guy in the purple.
Yep, MD right on his chest.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. I can figure it out. They're taking on Ron Killings and Conan.
B Jizzle. Dude, this is the version I like. Actually, I was trying to look up the lyrics for this, and I could only find it for the other song. I was going to read them on air one day.
My favorite song is Get Rowdy.
That's the other version, isn't it?
Isn't that the WWF one?
Oh, maybe it's that one.
I get rowdy, about to lose control.
Oh, yeah.
I get rowdy. Yeah, and then like Road Dogg is a rapper guy. It's great.
Well, what's the name of the song we just heard? Because they have Beware. That's the other one, though. Oh my God, Jeff Hardy's in the crowd. You see that?
Yeah, I don't know the titles of their songs.
Or is it Doing the Damn Thing? Or Thing?
Oh, maybe.
All right, hold on. I'm looking it up.
Maybe.
Hannigan and Dillon here. So we got Hannigan starting off with Conan.
They should have had an album here. So Hannigan here, he is like a mix between Ian Rotten and like a biker version of CM Punk. It's kind of driving me nuts here. His hair is similar to like Raven. His face reminds me of Ian Rotten, and then he's kind of dressed up like CM Punk in The Gathering, if he was wearing not basketball shorts.
Wow, Bob, this is really funny.
What?
The 2 Live Crew, which is like, I guess I never really heard of them. It makes sense why the name is this now. They also have a song called Do the Damn Thing. So now I really can't find the 3 Live Crew one. Oh, wait. 3 Live Crew lyrics? No, I don't want... See, Beware is the only thing that comes up.
Ron Kelly is just a top rope leg drop to Mr. Hannigan. And now he's getting tied up like a pretzel by Conan.
Killing's in now and just slaying some punches. I like the purple camo a lot. Big fan. Oh yeah, do the hump. He's got to do the hump before the power slam. Ready?
Here we
go.
go.
Boom.
I'm surprised they're letting that happen on Fox Sports 9. Going for the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Hannigan. We are already 16 minutes and 15 seconds into the show, or if you're like me, right about now is 29 minutes left in the show.
We're flying.
Come on, Dylan.
See, okay, I got the lyrics for Beware, but it's like not the same. But you know what? In the spirit of IcoPod, during this 3 Live Crew match, let's read some 3 Live Crew lyrics.
Oh. Okay.
Even though I think the match is about to be done. So hold
Is
on.
Killings doing a pedigree?
Kinda.
Oh, he did with a split.
Okay, 3. Okay, we'll hold the lyrics for another 3 Live Crew match.
I'm sure that'll be coming soon. Don't worry, folks.
We will sing Beware.
That is quite interesting that he's doing a pedigree. Is that like in the Monday Night Wars? Is that considered a shots fired?
Maybe. Okay, we're back
What
to
if Triple H
video
What if he did a pedigree with a split?
He definitely could.
As a response, that'd be pretty funny.
We keep having like weird video packages for separate like stars.
Well, now it's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
And well, at least to start off, all it was having his arms out and his head tilted like, what? But now we're seeing Whisper in the Wind, some swantons, a powerbomb to Kid Romeo.
Him inside of a bar at night.
Yeah.
Like a club. It looked like sitting in a booth alone, backwards in a chair. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's the adult version of Saved by the Bell.
Uh-oh.
So instead of a burger joint, he's at a nightclub.
Jarrett steps into the impact zone next. I better take a sip of my coffee. I'm going to need it for that.
Did you make that at home or did you buy it?
Made it at home. It's
Smart.
too early to go out, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
We're recording this at 6:30 in the morning. We got that Victory Road highlight package here, which is probably going to give me goosebumps again. Oh. Victory Road, A Brave New World. Sunday, November 7th.
Epic event. So he's not sure who the next number 1 contender is. How about you bring in some outsiders? And he did smirk, and they zoomed in on that. Or did I beat you to the punch?
You will never ever forget the name of Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett. Jamming out to My World. My world, my world,
World.
my world.
I like Chosen better.
No, dude, My World is wicked good.
Chosen one.
Well, here he comes. He's not in wrestling gear. That sounds awesome.
He's not that
Wait a second. This side doesn't have the cool entrance, so the faces get the cool entrance and the heels don't.
Yeah.
Wait, that's hilarious. Why is it like that?
Well, because the heels shouldn't have the cool entrance. Why would they?
Well, they kind of have the lines on the side, right? Those black like lines. That's not on the other side.
I don't know.
People just hit that guy with a gun.
Yeah.
Everyone's chanting Hardy.
Yeah, I wonder who the fans want as number 1 contender.
I don't know. Oh, there's Hardy right there. Oh my god.
There's another one.
Oh my, what the heck? Then Lita was next to him.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It was basically Jeff, Matt, and Lita in that order. If you're watching along, yeah. Team Extreme here at Impact Wrestling, or sorry, TNA Wrestling, on Impact. I'm tired of waiting.
I'm tired of waiting. I need to know right now.
Wait, look at what's in his mouth. A toothpick. It's a toothpick. Could it be a reference to an outsider?
He had to take it out. He can't talk with it. What would be a shout out to Kevin Nash? Because that's a tease, obviously, for Scott Hall.
If he pulls out a Glock.
A Glock?
Yeah, remember the picture of him with the gun? Come on. Kevin Nash, maybe coming out in a wheelchair with a fake cast on it and then standing up. One of my all-time favorite Kevin Nash gifs.
That was good.
He's still got the toothpick in his hand, though.
Yeah, he does.
Does he throw it at the... Oh!
He
said he's taking an outsider. He threw the toothpick at the camera.
He did. He did.
And he paused for about 5 seconds. I fight an outsider.
Yeah. Gotta drive it home, you know?
Wait. He just said, Russo, get out of that meeting. But they already said Russo's not in the building. Okay. Even the ego maniac, Dusty Rhodes. He just wants to talk to someone to get him a #1 contender. He doesn't seem to care who it is. Damn, dude, they're plugging the date on this guy. If you'll ever forget the date of Victory Road, you're fucked up. Yeah. Oh, wow. Here he comes. Notice the tunnel he's coming out of, the heel side. Yep. For the record.
He's not a heel, though.
No.
Because I don't have any reason to boo this man.
I know.
None.
Love the fur leopard print jacket.
Oh, come on, security.
Fucking hate Don Harris, dude. How long is Don Harris employed here?
I don't know. A while?
He just did the noise in his entrance. Welcome to the Serengeti. The alpha male is your answer. And he's your next opponent. Confirmed? Alpha male Monty Brown confirmed? Don't worry about Raven. And don't worry about... And then he says Jeff Hardy. When he does the dance. And he does the Abyss taunt with like a goofy face. Don't worry about that constipated Abyss. That's hilarious. Mike Posey's like, bro, do not do this right now. Look at the guy behind him. Shocked. Oh, he's about to
cut him up.
He's about to say he's 1 pound away. Monty Brown, you just don't get it, do you? You're a joke. An ex-jock that didn't make it in the NFL. Probably should stop saying that. Do we have to keep bringing that up? You're a double-A ball player. Trying to make it in the major leagues.
Well, see, I would just say, Jeff Jarrett, you're somebody that didn't make it in the big two. Because look at you now. You had to make your own wrestling promotion to be relevant. Oh, we slapped him. Or pie-faced him.
Oh, he's mad. Look at him look at the camera. He's pissed. Oh! Okay, this is the first time Monty Brown has laid hands on Jeff Jarrett.
Security is doing an absolute horrendous job.
Oh, shit. Jeff Jarrett is getting way too many hits on. There we go. Monty Brown's out. Come on, dude. This has got to be the main event, right? Okay, here comes Dusty Rhodes. It's broken down here at the Impact Zone.
What was
there
the
we
point
go.
of Dusty coming out?
To be like, what are you doing? Abyss steps into the Impact Zone next. Uh-oh. Zbyszko and Dusty out here. The crowd's chanting for Hardy.
Oh, boy.
You can't hijack the show.
Yes, he can. He can do whatever he wants. He's Dusty Rhodes.
Let me tell you what I can do. The Tower Power too sweet to be sour. The reason I'm here is Zbyszko. You guys on the championship committee has got this thing so messed up. He wants Jeff Hardy to get the return match. Zbyszko saying, you shouldn't be here. You're messing up the show. Don Harris making sure he's in the shot to stop Dusty.
Of course.
Oh, next week, another member of the championship committee will be here. Oh, Dusty said you're talking about Terry Funk. The rumors may be true, Bob.
See, I feel like we shouldn't be doing that if we don't have them for sure. Okay, Dallas, if this is false advertisement.
Wow. Okay, we're seeing a video package here for Abyss. I'm going to give you my note that I got because it's related to Abyss while we wait for his match. And it's actually kind of about Goldilocks, Bob.
Oh.
Well, she's done for now, if not for good.
Really?
The September 8th deal with Abyss was scheduled to be her blow-off to begin with, but then she got on everyone's bad side because she refused to do much of anything in the blow-off. She refused to take a choke slam, a black hole slam, or a rack drop, and then finally got her to agree to take a weak-looking backbreaker, a hold that hadn't been put over at all, really. And here comes Frankie Capone, by the way, for Abyss. There is a possibility that she'll be brought back for a new role, but everyone was talking about it like it was the end for her.
Well, I mean, she had very viable reasons to not want to do any of those moves. I don't blame her.
Yeah, I don't either.
If you're not comfortable taking a move, then you don't take it.
When you're not even a wrestler to begin with.
You're not a trained wrestler. The only one I could maybe see being the lesser of the evils is the black hole slam, just because I feel like Abyss could probably control that more.
I think Abyss could definitely control it more with someone like Goldilocks, but yeah.
But still, I'm not gonna knock her for not wanting to do it.
Right. So Abyss and Frankie Capone here. This is not Capone's debut. He fought Jeff Jarrett in a match where Jeff Jarrett didn't even let Capone get out of the tunnel fully before he attacked him. So we haven't really seen him do anything. He literally attacked him. And I guess it looks like we might not see a lot here because here comes the shock treatment, Bob. And that was even a nastier looking one than normal because usually he's up more on the side on his back. And this time he was just flat across his back. Poor Frankie Capone. And there's the black hole slam.
Poor Capone.
I was going to ask you about Capone's indie run here, but never mind.
I don't even know if I would want to waste my time figuring that out.
No, you don't. I was just mostly doing it as a joke, but...
He did have an interesting attire. Entrance-wise.
Hold on a second.
What?
Whoa. Okay, you want to fucking blow your mind right now?
Go on.
Wait, we actually might have mentioned this already, now that I think about it, but he wrestled on Impact on January 21st, 2022. Frankie Capone did.
Yeah, you did. You did mention
I did in that 9-on-1 handicap match? What the heck?
Yeah, you did mention that.
Okay, what the frick?
I do remember that.
Looks like we got that very interesting tag team match up next.
He still wrestles today. Capone.
He literally wrestled a few days ago.
That's insane.
For WWN.
He is he's a regular for NWA Florida, so that would make sense.
And it looks like CCW. He's there quite often as well. He also, I just saw, where did it go? He fought Chase Stevens to a no contest in November of 2021 for Lariato Pro. Which I believe that's Don Gallows' promotion.
Did he get signed and he was in Deep South Wrestling?
I don't
Or was
know.
that just like him?
Oh, dude,
working?
he wrestled on Talking Shop Mania too. Okay, so he's definitely, and he wrestles a lot in Larry Auto Pro. So he's definitely, I would assume, decent friends at least with Gallows. He's got to be.
Right.
He fought Eddie Kingston in 2019. Dude's got quite an interesting. And now we, by the way, just have another highlight package, so you guys aren't missing nothing here. Dude, Lex Levette in 2018. Are you shitting me? We had a battle of the Impact or the TNA enhancement talent. Look at this weird shit. Wait a second. Why is America's Most Wanted coming out together when they're about to fight each other?
Yeah, why are they doing that?
This is bizarre.
This is so stupid.
For the purpose of the ring entrances, they're coming out together. He also fought Effie.
They're fighting each other.
Okay, I'm done looking at Frank. This is like getting too interesting, so I gotta stop. X. Come on.
Why are they acting as if these guys wouldn't fight each other?
Because it's their partner, dude. They don't want to fight their partner.
But didn't they had a feud for a minute in 2003 where they actually had to fight each other, didn't they?
Maybe.
And that wasn't even for the tag team titles. This is. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
What an interesting match this is about to be. They're standing as if they're still going to be just fighting on their own team, but...
Yeah, they are.
This is not a tag team title match. They're trying to tell him, like, go on your side. Come on, Charles. Make him do it. Oh, look, Primetime goes right after James Storm. They're starting us off. Wait a second. Is this a title match? It's a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah, it's for the tag titles.
Oh, wow. I totally missed that. Whoa.
Yeah. Nabisco is like, you guys are going to wrestle these guys. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. 30-minute time limit then. I guess we do have a tag team title match. I guess I missed that part. So, does your team get him back, or are we sticking with the weird teams here?
It's definitely the weird teams. This isn't a situation where, like, if Skipper wins, like, it's him and Daniels. There's no way.
Well, I feel like they would have had to tell us that. Storm taking control of Primetime. Atomic drop. Inverted. And comes back with a clothesline. Tags in Harris. Oh, boy.
Go get him.
Harris. Oh, no. Storm's like, nah, fuck that. And he tags Daniels in.
There's no indie notes for this match, just in case if anybody thinks I would dare forget.
No, you would not. You would not.
I've learned my lesson. Until next week when I forget. But that's okay. Harris into the ropes, shoulder block. On the injured shoulder of Daniels. Off the ropes again. Leapfrog.
Oh.
Catches Daniels, set out powerbomb. He doesn't go for the cover. What are you trying to do? You got to win. Come on, Harris.
Off the rope. Oh, got a nice little heel kick. Oh, don't worry.
Oh, boy. Do you think they would do that?
We're
out of time.
In this specific match, no. Do I think that's going to happen eventually? Yeah, I do.
I think it's going to happen, too.
And then we're going to have to, like, find it. They probably post it online, so we probably got to just, like, find it.
Well, here's the thing. If they were to do that, just start the next show with that footage. Don't even do an opening. Just start it off.
We're watching the conclusion of the tag team title match or whatever. if you're following along at home here, we're at 36 minutes, 55 seconds. So, yeah, that's right. Could we go potentially 20 minutes over and go off air and hit 20 minutes of this match on next week's show? Yeah, we could.
I'll tell you right now, I would have pretty much no interest in seeing these two teams wrestle for 27 more minutes.
Get out of here. You're being dramatic now.
No, I'm not. If it were the regular tag teams, yeah, okay, I'd think about it. But having them on both on, opposite sides, no.
It creates an interesting dynamic.
No.
Okay, well, we went to commercial. We're back with 24 minutes. We do got to remember, I guess that's not the case because we do have commercials. So we probably are going to shave off at least another 5 or so minutes. Skipper's got James Storm all tied up here. No, he's got just a regular headlock in. Getting to his feet. Is he going to tag his partner, Christopher Daniels, in? No. Primetime slams him down. Fuck you. You ain't tagging my friend. It's my friend.
I'm not going to wrestle my friend.
I'm not going to wrestle my friend. I ain't doing that.
But you're going to wrestle your friend.
Say my name. And he's got him. Maybe. Potentially reverse suplex. Oh, counter, though. James Storm with one. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that just made Primetime closer to his partner, Chris Harris.
But is Primetime going to forget that his partner isn't Daniels and he's going to go tag Daniels?
Depends.
It looks like he just kind of rolled over that way. And
we've seen that before. Famously, Britt Baker gets a concussion, tags the wrong team. We were there.
That's right. Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
Left hand by Harris. How about another one? Yeah, drop him again, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, target that shoulder. Ready, off the rope. Comes back. And a back body drop. Harris is on fire. He's going to do something next. Let's see. Off the rope. Coming back. Leaping clothesline.
1, 2, kick out.
I just saw, oh my God, I saw like a meme the other day. And it was like wrestlers, when they do a move they never win with, and it gets like a 2 count. And it's like,
Wait. They win with it?
They don't win with it. And it's like the, whoa.
Oh my God, dude. I was just fucking thinking about that.
You know the meme I'm talking about? I saw it on Twitter.
No, I don't know. But I was watching a fucking show. It might have been NXT recently, Blue Thunder driver there. But yeah, Daniels. No, he's got a guy hit a drop kick and he goes for a cover and the guy kicks out and he's like, what?
Okay, I'm trying to find the actual. Oh yeah, it's kind of like this one. It's the Joe Rogan where he's like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was like wrestlers when they kick out of a move they never win with or something. I thought it was the Joe Rogan one. I couldn't remember if that's who it actually was in the picture.
That was definitely Joe Rogan.
Oh. Dude, Harris is like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, James Storm didn't know it was Harris.
Okay.
Oh, Primetime with a nice gut kick, and then Daniel's going after Harris here.
Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I thought Daniels and Harris were.
See? No, dude, it's so confusing though, isn't it?
Where'd Skipper go? Oh, there he is. Oh, he's got a chair.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, is he going to hit his own guy? No. Catatonic.
But no, look, because Harris is stopping Primetime from hitting James Storm with a chair.
What the hell's your problem?
Oh!
Hey, he just hit his own partner.
Yeah, you know what's about to happen, Bob? The other tag teams are going to win the fucking belts.
Daniels with a slam.
Best moonsault ever.
No way. Storm's going to break the cover.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Daniels has never won with that move. But what? I can't believe he kicked out.
I'm calling it, dude. Storm and Daniels are about to win the tag belts.
This is so ridiculous. Daniels knocking Harris off the apron into the railing face first. Primetime choking James Storm. Daniels got chair. Uh-oh. Oh, Skipper's like, you're gonna hit me? No, dude. No. I was gonna hit my partner, James Storm.
It's not what you think, bro.
No, dude, I swear to God, I wasn't going to do that. No, I was going to hit James Storm. I know he's my partner. Is he behind me yet? Okay, no. I'm going to walk.
Oh!
He super kick. Storm to super kick Skipper.
Oh!
And Daniels didn't make the save.
He was too shocked about the kick, bro.
But wait a minute. Because that's his partner. So, of course, he's not going to make the save. So now Daniels is a tag team champion.
With Chris Storm.
James Storm.
James Storm. Jesus Christ.
Now Skipper's like, you bastard.
I'm so confused. I'm like jumbled right now. This is like the craziest shit.
So Christopher Daniels is a tag team champion, but he's like, I don't want to be a tag team champion.
With James Storm. He's like, wait, I want to be with Primetime.
Yeah, no, I don't want this belt. Oh, this is so stupid.
No, I like it.
I hate this so much.
I like this better than I did before. Does it get any stranger than this?
Okay, so here's the thing. James Storm, it looks like he's like, dude, it's whatever. We're champion. And then Christopher Daniels is like, damn it.
I feel like we just got to like vacate the titles and then just have them wrestle as their regular teams.
No.
Well, the thing that's kind of weird about this is that Storm and Daniels, I feel like came back from injury a lot sooner than we expected. I know they were more of a work thing, but
in pro wrestling, a week is like 2 months. So their injury was really 2 months, but it was the span of a week. It's just accelerated.
Wow. Okay,
And
so we're wrapping up here. We have another Victory Road highlight package, probably to end us. But we might as well just talk about it now, Bob. What did you think of that episode of Impact?
I mean, that episode flew by. I would say it was fine.
I liked it.
I'll give it a thumbs up. Okay, here's the thing. I will retroactively give it a thumbs down if Terry Funk does not appear next week.
Because that makes next week a bad show.
Right. So it'll be a double whammy. So if you are going to suggest that, Terry Funk's going to come, and he does it, that's bait and switch.
Well, right.
Bait and switch, false advertising, and you're knowingly doing it. I'm not a fan of that.
Well, I would say hopefully that's not the case since we're on TV, but you truly never know here.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course you don't want that to happen, but we shall see.
They're just famous for that shit, you know?
Yeah.
I like this show as well. Definitely flew by. I mean, really, really flew by. And I don't know. I'm just ready for next week now. So this video package can end at any time, so we can get to the next show, man. We are just over a month. By next show, we're even closer to the month away from this huge Victory Road show.
I know, man. That's crazy. And I feel like after, for the most part, I think after Victory Road, the stretch of time isn't going to be 9 impacts.
No, we're going to have monthly ones. I mean, we're going to be flying. It's going to be like 4.
At most, like 6, right? Probably.
Yeah, I would say most.
So.
Oh, and there we go. We go off the air. What's that? 45 minutes, 21 seconds? Not too bad.
Roughly. Yeah.
Not too bad, Bob. I don't think I got really much else to say besides, our normal plugs here. If you're enjoying the content that we are putting out there and you are a TNA fan, just like me and Bob, give us a follow over on...
Just like me and Bob.
Over on Twitter, that's the best, man. Follow us on Twitter at CrossTheLineTNA. You can go like us on Facebook at TNA Cross the Line Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where we post all of these videos of our, well, not the video format, but we post all the podcasts. Just subscribe. It's free. It's an easy way to support us. You can pick up a t-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com/CrossTheLineTNA. And of course, if you've been enjoying the show, please leave us a review wherever you listen to the podcast, and we would love to share it on the show. Or if you don't want us to share it on the show, that's fine. But, just if you could leave us a review, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, or we will read it on there as long as it's not bad.
Yeah, Bob doesn't like negative stuff, so we got to
really keep negativity.
We got to keep it as positive as possible.
Yeah.
5-star, baby, 5-star. Just like that cage match.
5-star, and Bob is better than Dallas. I tune in just for Bob.
Okay. Don't tell him what to write.
Dallas is a biased TNA fan. I don't trust a word, but Bob is a truth teller, and he'll tell me like it is.
Well, that ain't true. But on that note, it's time to head out of here. We got to get one step closer, one more stop closer to that exit of Victory Road, Bob.
That is very true. All right. Next week, it's October 1st, Impact. I can't really tease you guys with anything because, well, we don't know anything. But will an outsider show up? Will Terry Funk show up?
He kind of is an outsider in a way.
Is Terry Funk the outsider? We'll find out next week. Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Crossline Podcast.